Text 19. This samadhi, when not followed by extreme non-attachment, becomes the cause of the remanifestation of the gods and of those that become merged in nature. The gods in the Indian system of philosophy represent certain high offices which are filled successively by various souls, but none of them is perfect. Text 20. To others, this samadhi comes through faith, energy, memory, concentration, and discrimination of the real. These are they who do not want the position of gods or even that of rulers of cycles. They attain to liberation. Text 21. Success is speedy for the extremely energetic. Text 22. The success of yogis differ according as the means they adopt are mild, medium, or intense. Text 23. Or by devotion to Ishwar. Text 24. Ishwar, the supreme ruler, is a special Purush, untouched by misery, actions, their results, and desires. We must again remember that the Patanjala yoga philosophy is based upon the Sankhya philosophy. Only in the latter there is no place for God, while with the yogis God has a place. The yogis, however, do not mention any ideas about God such as creating. God as a creator of the universe is not meant by the Ishvara of the yogis. According to the Vedas, Ishwar is the creator of the universe because it is harmonious. It must be the manifestation of one will. The yogis want to establish a God, but they arrive at him in a peculiar fashion of their own. They say, text 25, in him becomes infinite that all-knowingness which in others is only a germ. The mind must always travel between two extremes. You can think of limited space, but that very idea gives you also unlimited space. Close your eyes and think of a little space. At the same time that you perceive the little circle, you have a circle round it of unlimited dimensions. It is the same with time. Try to think of a second. You will have, with the same act of perception, to think of time which is unlimited. So with knowledge. Knowledge is only a germ in man, but you will have to think of infinite knowledge around it, so that the very constitution of our mind shows us that there is unlimited knowledge, and the yogis call that unlimited knowledge gold. He is the teacher of even the ancient teachers, being not limited by time. Text 26. It is true that all knowledge is within ourselves, but this has to be called forth by another knowledge. Although the capacity to know is inside us, it must be called out, and that calling out of knowledge can only be done, a yogi maintains, through another knowledge. Dead, insentient matter never calls out knowledge. It is the action of knowledge that brings out knowledge. Knowing beings must be with us to call forth what is in us. So these teachers were always necessary. The world was never without them, and no knowledge can come without them. God is the teacher of all teachers because these teachers, however great they may have been, gods or angels, were all bound and limited by time, while God is not. There are two peculiar deductions of the yogis. The first is that in thinking of the unlimited, the mind must think of the unlimited, and that if one part of that perception is true, so also must the other be, for the reason that their value as perceptions of the mind is equal. The very fact that man has a little knowledge shows that God has unlimited knowledge. If I am to take one, why not the other? Reason forces me to take both and reject both. If I believe that there is a man with little knowledge, I must also admit that there is someone behind him with unlimited knowledge. The second deduction is that no knowledge can come without a teacher. It is true, as the modern philosophers say, that there is something in man which evolves out of him. All knowledge is in man, but certain environments are necessary to call it out. We cannot find any knowledge without teachers. If there are men, teachers, God teachers, or angel teachers, they are all limited. Who was the teacher before them? We are forced to admit as the last conclusion one teacher who is not limited by time, and that one teacher of infinite knowledge without beginning or end is called God.